Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. So we will have another Tunisian crochet pattern today, and it will be this very easy star Christmas ornament. So you can make it in this size or you can make it slightly smaller. I'm going to be talking to you about the adjustments in a moment. So first things first, the yarn. I've used fingering weight yarn, and you will need about just about 8 grams of yarn, fingering weight yarn for each side, so about 16 grams altogether, and then some for the sewing. So let's say you will need 20 grams. For this sample I used fingering weight yarn straw, and if you've seen my patterns before, this is the one that I've used for the Sydney show call. And today I'm going to be demonstrating in straw, but in this beautiful blue color. And you will also need double-ended hook. So if you are following the pattern to the T, this would be 3.5 millimeter, and a little bit of fiber fill. Without further ado, let's dive in. We will make this star into parts. We will make 2 identical stars. We are working Tunisian crochet in the round, so we are starting from the center out. You will start with a magic ring. So for this project we will need magic ring because we want to enclose the center so the fiber fill wouldn't come out. So to make a magic ring, the way I make it is I wrap the yarn around my fingers and then I make a cross on the top, take my hook, I go under the first strand over the second and pull the second, and as I'm pulling it I also twist it up. Then I go under the second strand again and pull through. You pull it through and you create yourself a little magic ring. You need to sort the strands out. Okay. And as you tighten the shorter end, that will enclose the loop of your magic ring. We will start by working through the center. So we will need 12 stitches or 12 loops to start with. So what we are going to do is we will go into the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you chain 1. Okay, another one into the center, pull up a loop, chain 1. So we've got 3 loops on the hook, into the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through, and so on. So you will need to do this 11 times, and with the starting loop we will have 12 loops on the hook. If you're finding then the center is too big, just pull on the short end, pull, and that will enclose it. So got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, like so. So we'll keep the loop for the center big for now, and you will know why in a moment. Once we are on the round maybe 2 or 3, we will start enclosing it. Okay, so this was the forward pass for the very first round. So we've got 12 loops. Now we need to work some of this off so we can start the next round. And just a note, I forgot to mention in the tools and notions, you will also need a stitch marker. The reason why we need a stitch marker is because we are working in the round. It will be quite difficult to keep a track on where you are in the pattern. So we will be putting the stitch marker on the first stitch of each round. Okay, so we've got a forward pass. So what we need to do is we need to turn the work around, slide the stitches on the other end, and we are going to be working the return pass. Whichever way you prefer, you can have another ball of yarn and work from that. Because I'm making a small sample, I can work from the same ball of yarn. So I'm just going to get hold of the other end. So for the forward pass, I'm working from the middle, and for the return pass, I'm going to be using the outside end. So you will make a simple slip knot, and this will be your return pass end. So can be a little bit smaller. And we start by working the return pass. So we will, just for this very first round, we will do yarn over pull through 1, but after that we will work yarn over pull through 2 all around for every round. So from now on it's just yarn over pull through 2. And what you want to do, you want to go ahead and do yarn over pull through 2 until you are about 2 or 3 loops from the end. So you don't want to go all the way, because towards the end the loops are quite loose, so you just want to go until you have about 3 loops left. And then what you do is you need to turn your hook around again, slide the stitches to the other side. You can tighten the center slightly, and now we are ready for the round, for the next round. For the next round we are going to be working a 1 Tunisian knit stitch followed by a double increase, and this will be all around. So we have 12 loops or 12 stitches for the round number 1. After the second round you will double the number of stitches. So for row number 2 we start Tunisian knit stitch into the first stitch. So for Tunisian knit stitch you are going to go between the front and back vertical bars, yarn over, pull up a loop. And what we're going to do is we are going to put the stitch marker on this stitch, because this is the first stitch of our round. Then you will go into the next stitch and you will work Tunisian knit stitch, yarn over, Tunisian knit stitch into the same stitch. So this is how it looks. You're going to go and do Tunisian knit stitch, then you yarn over from back to front and work another Tunisian knit stitch into the same stitch. Okay, so you can see that the first stitch with the stitch marker had 1 stitch. The second stitch we have now 1, 2, 3 loops for that second stitch. The next one is Tunisian knit. One after is Tunisian knit, yarn over from back to front, Tunisian knit again. Okay, and as you can see that loops are getting really tight on the hook now. So what we're going to do, turn around, slide the loops to the beginning of the hook. We get hold of the return pass strand of yarn, and then we do yarn over, pull through 2 few times to kind of release the pressure of all these stitches. When you are doing this, please make sure that you go slowly for the increases so you wouldn't lose the stitches that you've just increased. So we want to go yarn over, pull through 2 only, not pull through 3 or more. Once you've got about 3 loops, we'll turn the work around, slide the stitches to the forward pass strands of yarn, and we will continue in the established pattern, Tunisian knit stitch in the next stitch and double increase in the following stitch until you come back to the stitch with your stitch marker. For the round number 3, we'll start by working Tunisian knit stitches in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2. And now what you want to do is you want to move the stitch marker 1 stitch up. So I know center. That's the first stitch of the third round. So from third round, what we do is we will work Tunisian knit stitches and increases in regular intervals. However, we will split the last stitch pattern repeat in a way that it falls between the first stitch of the round and the last stitch of the round. So for this round, the repeat is increase and then Tunisian knit stitch in next 3 stitches all the way around. But as you can see, we've started with 2 Tunisian knit stitches. So as we go around the star in the stitch pattern, we will then end up having that 1 stitch left over, and that will be the last stitch of the round. Okay, so we've got at the beginning you do the 2 for this round, then increase, and from then on 3 Tunisian knit stitches and then increase all the way around. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you, and you will see that the increases will be always done into the increase stitch in the middle, except for when we work the round even. So there will be a round where we just work a Tunisian knit stitch all the way around, but for every increase row you will work the increase row into the middle stitch of that increase section. So you can see it fell on this one again. So we do Tunisian knit stitch, yarn over Tunisian knit stitch, then Tunisian knit stitches in next 3 stitches, 1, 2 and 3, and then increase into that center increase stitch in the round below. Tunisian knit stitch, yarn over Tunisian knit stitch. So I'm going to let you go ahead, work that stitch pattern all the way around for row number 3, and I'll meet you back for round number 4. Come back. So I'm almost at the end of my round number 3. So as you can see, there's only 1 stitch left to do, 1 Tunisian knit stitch, and that completes that stitch pattern that we established at the beginning. So for the round number 4, we'll start with Tunisian knit stitch in the first 3 stitches, then we will work the double increase into the center of the increase stitch in the row below, and then we will continue with Tunisian knit stitch in next 5 stitches, and you will work that all the way around until the last 2 stitches, and you will work Tunisian knit stitch in the last 2 stitches. For round number 5, you will start by working Tunisian knit stitch in next 4 stitches. You will then do the double increase and Tunisian knit stitch in next 7 stitches. You'll repeat it all the way around to last 3 stitches, and work Tunisian knit stitch in the last 3 stitches. After round 5, you will work 1 even round, so you will just go Tunisian knit stitch all the way around without any increases. So you will maintain the stitch number of stitches. And as you can see on this mini swatch, even after the round 4, you can already see that mini star forming. So if you'd like to have just a tiny little ornament, you will stop after the round number 6. So after the round that you worked even, and you would bind off in Tunisian knit stitch style. So you will go into the next stitch. As for Tunisian knit stitch, you will yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through the loop already on the hook. So at that point you will not work any return pass anymore, so you will need to finish the return pass in the last round, which would be the round number 6, all the way to the front. So you will not stop 3 loops before you finish. You will complete your return pass and then you will start binding off. So you will go all the way around, and then you would make another side. So you can use this as a mini ornament, or maybe as a key rings or a small stocking fillers. If you decide to keep on going, you will then work rows 7, 8 and 9 in the established pattern. So you will do the double increases and odd number of stitches between the increases. So this will be row number 7, 8 and 9. Row number 10 would be another even row, and then row number 11 would be the bind off row. As I mentioned, you make two of these stars. Once you are done, you will start seaming. Once you have both of your stars ready, then we will start seaming. You will align them by the wrong side together, so you will have the right side on the outside, and we will start working through the inner loops. You will go through one inner loop through the other, and you can do a whip stitch or any type of seam that you prefer all the way around. So before you go completely all the way around, you would leave a small section. When I did my red star, I left here the top open. You put in your fiber filling or whatever you are using to fill the ornament. You can use some loose ends, anything really, and then you continue seaming until you enclose it. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very quick tutorial how to make this star ornament, and I'll see you next time.